किंवा अजून खरं पार्टिसिपेंट जॉईन होत आहेत. वी विल वेट बिकॉज
I welcome you all on today's webinar on investor awareness program on mutual funds and stock market by Mr. Sudhakar Kulkarni sir. I request our chairman Samir Ladha sir to give opening remark. I also welcome our CA Samir Ladha sir, chairman and treasurer Pune branch of ICI, and Kashinath Pathare sir, vice chairman and secretary. I also welcome our today's speaker Mr. Sudhakar Kulkarni sir. And I also welcome Mr. Ibrahim Sheikh, and I also thank him for joining on the last moment on today's discussion. I will hand over to Samir sir.
Well, thank you, Ajinkya. Today's eminent speaker, Mr. Sudhakar Kulkarni, my co-chairman, C. Kashinath Pathare, Young and Dynamic MOC, C. Ajinkya Randive, and wild entry, C. Ibrahim Sheikh. Last moment entry in the benefit of members and all the August audience. Welcome to today's seminar on investment awareness. We have very eminent speaker, Mr. Sudhakar Kulkarni, very experienced and renowned speaker of Pune. Sir, thanks a lot for giving your time to Pune branch. And I'm very much sure that our participants will be benefited from your today's session, because all the members are always ready to invest. Just they want to some good guidance, and your guidance will help them for the investment. Also, they will able to give value addition to their clients. So I also thanks Ibrahim for joining last moment and ready to share your knowledge uh, about Bitcoin to our members. All the participants, please be there attending up to last moment. At last, Ibrahim will be sharing information about the Bitcoin. Before I hand over to Ajinkya for further process, I would like to make some announcement about some programs Pune branch is going to arrange. Tomorrow there is a very, very important session, physical session, full day physical session after pandemic. This is the first physical session in last 2 years after pandemic. The session is about practice growth. I am very much sure if you attend tomorrow's session, there will be very helpful for you to grow your firms, grow your practice exponential. So please don't miss tomorrow's session. Already attendance is full. Very few seats are remaining. Those who are have not registered so far, please register for tomorrow's session. It is a full day session. Starting will be at 10:30 and up to 5. Also, the Pune branch is organizing the most favorable program, last year's program, now season 2, Kaun Banega Chatur Chanakya. The registration will be started from the tomorrow itself. You will be receiving the tomorrow morning this link and messages. So don't miss. It is a very enjoyable and famous program of Pune branch. Last year, more than 700 participants played that Kaun Banega Chatur Chanakya season first. And from tomorrow onwards, we are starting Kaun Banega Chatur Chanakya registration season 2. Last year, one of our Central Council member, Jay Jaya sir, said in this program that every chartered account will be definitely Banega Karodpati. That is not question of Kaun Banega Karodpati for chartered accountants. Kaun Banega Chatur Chanakya is more important than Kaun Banega Karodpati for our members. So members, don't miss the event of Kaun Banega Chatur Chanakya season 2. With this, I thanks Ajinkya and I hand over for further process. Over to Ajinkya.
Thank you, Samir sir, and thank you for reminding and also sharing a revelation about tomorrow's seminar and the various initiatives taken by Pune ICI. We will now continue with the program. Our today's speaker, Sudhakar Kulkarni sir, he's providing banking and professional banking and financial knowledge to individuals and organizations. He has excellent banking domain knowledge with 24 years experience, with years while United Western Bank, worked at various positions such as bank manager, chief manager, head of merchant banking, deputy general manager, and a general manager for 2.5 years with Jalgaon Janta Sahkari Bank. He is visiting faculty at following reputed management colleges in Pune for MBA Finance since last 10 years. MIT College Pune, Bharati Vidyapeeth Pune, INSEARCH Institute of Management Studies, IICMR Nigri. He is also visiting faculty for banking and finance, advanced financial services, derivatives, security analysis and portfolio management, financial risk management for CPF module, finance for non-finance people. Is public representative director on PSC Securities Limited member, that is member of NSE of BSE from November 2012 to May 2015. He was also member of FinCop, an advisory body for economic offences wing at Pune Police Commissioner Office since April 2010. He is also resource person for NSE Mumbai and WRC Mumbai for their investor awareness programs since 2011, and so far conducted more than 300 such programs. Recently, from 2016, Sir is working as resource person for Lotus Knowledge Wealth Private Limited for the capital market awareness program conducted on behalf of BSE Mumbai and Skies and Ray EduPro Private Limited, who are conducting IIP on behalf of various mutual funds. Sir is MSc Chemistry from Pune University, 1975. Then Sir is also AMF certification in 2006. Sir has completed IRDA certification in 2006. NFSM derivative model in 2007, BSCM cash model in 2009. Sir is a certified financial planner CM in 2010. Sir has excellent communication, negotiation, and teaching skills. Sir also regularly write articles on financial issues such as stock markets, mutual funds, insurance, banking, and investment and financial planning in leading papers with Sakal, Lokmat, Pudhari, Sakal Times, etc. With vast experience and knowledge, sir, today you are available with us. So I thank you for the same, and I hand over to you now so that we can begin with our today's seminar.
Good evening, everybody. At the outset, I'm thankful to ICWI for inviting me for today's webinar. And I'm aware I'm speaking in front of CA people. So those are already having quite good knowledge about the finance. So for me, it's a challenge because to give lecture in front of other people and to give lecture in front of CA is a quite big challenge. But I'm sure I will enjoy to have this webinar today with you. So thank you once again. And our today's webinar will be split into two parts. First, we will consider mutual fund, first half, and second half we'll go to the capital market. So first I will start with the presentation for mutual fund, and then we'll go for the capital market. And as Samir sir said, the last 10-15 minutes, that Ibrahim sir will also have some discussion regarding the Bitcoin or virtual currency, which is topic of my interest, but I don't know much about it. And we'll have a question answer in last 10-15 minutes. So let us start. So when we talk about the mutual fund, so mutual fund, ultimately this PPT is prepared by Bombay Stock Exchange. I will go as per the PPT. So taking control of your financial future. Ultimately, we earn good money, but we are good at saving, but we are not good at investing. Saving and investing are two different things. More particularly, we Maharashtrian people, we are good at saving, but we are equally bad at investing. So we have to understand what is investment, how we should invest, what are the criteria for the investment, what are the options for the investment, and mutual fund is one such option. So for the investment, today we'll focus on mainly on mutual fund. So look at this. We have got, everybody has got the income, he has got the mandatory outflows, he has expenses, and saving. So what we do, we save whatever is left. Ideally, it should be other way around. You should decide how much I want to invest first and keep aside that portion and then go on expending. So this will inculcate a good habit for investment purpose. Otherwise, one month I will invest 5,000 rupees, next month I will invest 2,000 rupees, third month I will invest 5,000 rupees. So there is no consistency. If you want to have the consistency, you should decide how much I want to invest first, keep aside that portion, and then think about the investment. So why we invest? Because we have got certain things to fulfill in our life. So we want to support our family. We want to take care of our child educations. We want to child marriages. We want to purchase car, motorcycle. We want to build home, and we want to have retirement. So all these things, see, we need money, and we have to think from that perspective. When we think of investment, we have to think for what purpose I am investing. So you have to segregate your needs, short term, medium term, and long term. So for short term, there are different options for the investment. For medium term, there are different options for the investment. And for long term, there are different options for the investment. So you should invest whatever excess surplus you are having, considering your requirement, whether your requirement is short term, medium term, long term. Accordingly, you should take the investment decision. Just don't put money in a bank, or just don't put money in a post, or just don't go for ULIP policy, or just don't go on putting in money in PPF. So this is how you have, for what purpose I am investing, that you have to understand first. Now, see, these are our normal things we need to look at we invest. See, we spend, inflation, tax, and invest. So while investing, you have to take into consideration two basic things. What will the impact of inflation on my investment, and what is the impact of tax? Because you should have positive return after inflation and after tax. So we call it inflation adjusted return and tax adjusted return. I am sure you all know what is inflation adjusted taxes, so I will not spend much time over it. But while investing, you have to always, for example, if you, in current scenario, if you put money in a bank, banks are hardly giving 5.6 to 5.8 to 6% return. As against that, your inflation is 5%, 4.5 to 5% inflation. And at the same time, people are in the tax bracket of 10, 20, 30. If you have the impact of these two, the bank return, whatever is a negative return. So you have to, that doesn't mean you should not invest in the bank. You should invest in the bank. Simultaneously, you should invest in such a places or such an option, which will give you some positive return, which will help you to create the wealth. So this, 1 minute, I will just minimize this. Yeah. Look at this. Suppose you have got invested 1 lakh rupee. There they have considered 6.5, but now banks are not even given 6.5. That is, at the end of year, you will get 1,06,500. After tax, that it will be 1,04,500. And if you add inflation, it becomes only 1,04,500. Return comes to 4.5, and not even. The tax is calculated of 30%. So return is not even if you get the 6.5% return, net return is around 4.5, which is less than inflation. So this will not help you to create the wealth. Now, these are the technology you might be knowing in 1995, what type of mobile you are using. In 2005, what type of mobile you are using, and now what type of mobile we are using. So this is how this increases the cost also. So you have to think cost is going up. Now, here there is one chart. You have invested 1 lakh rupees. So this chart will tell you after 5 years. After 5 years, this red color is inflation and black color is fixed deposit amount at the end of 5 years. So you will find that whatever growth, the inflation is growing at a faster rate than your interest rate. So here, FD interest currently is 5.85% and takes 10% tax and 7% inflation. Here they have taken 7%, a little bit on the higher side. I'm sure currently the inflation is not that much. So now look at the maturity amount. So if you put money in an insurance, you get 6% return. Bank FD, now nobody bank is giving 8% return there. Then inflation 8.5%, and equity gives you the 15%, but I will not take 15%. You can consider 12 to 13% reasonably good return from. But this is for last 30 years. 30 years, this is the situation. If I invested this much amount, so what would have been the today's value? What would have today's value of, if you have invested 1 lakh rupee 30 years before? So this would have the situation. Insurance will give this much amount, bank FD will give this amount, inflation has eaten up this amount, and equity will. So naturally, equity will beat your total all other option for the investment, whether it is a bank, whether it is a gold, even real estate. So suppose here we are looking at the effect of compounding, but I will not call it compounding. You are investing. This is just imaginary thing. This PPT is done by BSc. They say if you invest 1 crore rupees per day, in a 30 days you will invest 30 crore. But what they say, if you invest rupee 1 today, rupee 2, if you go on doubling the amount every day, at the end of 30, you will instead of 30 crore, you will invest almost you will get more amount, that 1.07 1 crore 1 कोटी 7 लाख सध्या इतके अमाऊंट तुम्हाला त्यातनं जास्त मिळणार आहे. तर दिस इज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ कंपाऊंडिंग. Which asset class beat the inflation and tax efficient? Now that is where I have take where you should invest. So equity is the best option to invest. Now this graph is also a little bit old. They have shown you up to 19 only. But if you ask me, today's index has already touched 60,000, and that return comes to just the day before yesterday I have calculated return from 1979 to 2021. So the for last 42 years, average return is 16.45. This much good return has given by the equity. No other asset class has given this much return. The year is 16, but if you look at the current situation, it is 16.45. How does it work? We are now talking about the mutual fund. Now we will start our presentation on mutual fund. So mutual fund, here are the investors. They are investing money with the mutual fund manager, who in turn invest in securities and pass on return to the investor. This is how a mutual fund, to be frank, is a trust. And the trust is sponsored by some, in India, there are more than 54 mutual fund companies. To name some: SBI mutual fund, HDFC mutual fund, then Bank of Baroda mutual fund, then ICICI mutual fund, Kotak mutual fund. Earlier it was Reliance, now it is Nippon mutual fund. Then there's so many. So the structure is a sponsor, trust appoint AMC appoint fund manager, and fund manager manages the fund. There are different types of fund that we'll see in the next slide. So this is how a mutual fund works. Now, what are the basic features, some specific features of mutual fund? See, high return over a long term. Today only I read in the paper that some mutual fund, about 5 to 7 mutual fund, they were given much better return than the market during last 20 years. Only thing, you have to invest for even stock market se bhi zyada return that mutual fund scheme has given. So it gives high return over a long period. For investment, when you are looking towards the equity, first and foremost thing, your time horizon has to be a longer time horizon. For short-term purpose, you should not go to the equity, whether direct equity, that is share market, or through mutual fund. Your time horizon has to be more than 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. More the period, more the stability, more the return. So it reduces the risk. High liquidity at NAV-based prices. So the investment is very liquid. Whatever money you invest is not getting stuck up like postal certificate or PPF or like RBI bond. Here you can withdraw money whenever you want, and your withdrawal depends upon the net asset value of that particular unit. It is NAV, just like a share has got market value. Similarly, mutual fund unit has got market value. That market value is known as the NAV, net asset value. And the low investment size, as far as mutual fund is concerned, you can start SIP as low as 500 rupees, and you can start investing starting from 5,000 rupees. Some funds are also taking 1,000 rupees, but with 5,000 rupees, you can start your investment. Risk is minimized through diversification. In mutual fund, you can do good diversification, and it is done automatically. As an investor, as an investor, you have to do nothing. When you are investing in share market, you have to diversify yourself. You have to select the company, you have to select the sector. That is not the case with mutual fund. The fund manager takes care, and your investment gets diversified. Various types of fund to choose from. There are different types of fund, and these funds are suited to your risk-taking ability. There are equity fund. Within the equity, you have got mid cap, you have got small cap, you have got large cap, you have a multi cap. So these are different funds which have different risks. Similarly, those who are conservative people, they have got debt fund. There are moderate risk taker people, for them a hybrid fund or balanced fund. So the mutual fund offers you a product which is suitable to your risk-taking appetite. Periodic investment is also possible. That is what we call SIP, and periodic withdrawal is also possible, for which is known as SWV. That periodic investment, SIP, is useful to create the corpus. And the SWP is useful to withdraw a corpus after retirement. So you want a regular income from your whatever amount you are issued from your superannuation. You want a regular flow of income. So SWP is exactly opposite of SIP. So SWP and SIP, they are working on the same principle, that is a rupee cost averaging. But they are in one case you are accumulating the corpus. In the second case, whatever corpus you have got, you are using that corpus in a specific manner and for a certain period of time and on a for a specific amount. Other facility like STP. STP stands for Systematic Transfer Plan. Here you are putting lump sum money in the mutual fund, but the money is put either in the short term or in liquid, mainly in liquid, and from there you are transferring fund periodically in other scheme of the same fund. That is what we call STP. It is very useful because in today's scenario the market is 60,000 rupees, and if you put money in an equity fund today, there is no guarantee that if market drops, your money will get eroded. So if you want to take care of this, invest your money in STP and start transferring the same amount, a certain amount in the same scheme, in any other scheme of your choice from the same mutual fund. So this will reduce the risk, and there is no point in timing the market. So don't time the market. As far as mutual fund is concerned, there are these are various types of mutual fund. Within the equity, you have got sector fund, indices fund, thematic fund, tax saving fund. In debt, you have got liquid fund, short-term fund, long-term fund, hybrid and balance, gold and international fund. So I will go one by one. So first we'll see the types of fund. The first type is equity, which we say investment is done in the equity. But when we talk about equity, diversified equity, it will be across all the sectors. That is what we call across. It can be in the banking, automobile, pharma, or IT. So various sectors will be covered, pharmaceutical or fertilizer, telecommunication, all sectors will be covered. But when we talk about sector fund, that fund will invest in particular sector only. It can be IT sector, it can be banking sector, it can be infrastructure, it can be pharma. So these are some sector fund. So there the money is invested in particular sector. And suppose you are investing in IT fund, that money will be invested in Infosys, TCS, Mahindra and Mahindra, Tech Mahindra, not Mahindra and Mahindra. So IT companies, they will only select. If you select banking, then it will be banking and non-banking companies only, but they will not go to Reliance, they will not go to Infosys. So then tax saving fund, this is very popular fund. That is, they call it ELSS, Equity Linked Savings Scheme. This fund is again a diversified equity fund. It's coming in the first category, diversified equity fund. But within that diversified equity fund, if you go for ELSS, it has got lock-in period of 3 years that I will explain subsequently. But this fund is coming under Section 80C. The investment is coming under Section 80C. So it helps you to save the tax. And my personal opinion, if you are going to save the tax, it is better to invest in ELSS than traditional investment option like postal certificate or PPF, because return from these schemes are much better than the PPF and postal certificate or even insurance. Now, debt and money market mutual fund. So in debt, you have got the liquid fund, short-term fund, long-term fund. But a money market instrument is another thing. Money market instrument is an instrument which has got maturity within maximum up to 364 days. So there are a number of instruments, that is treasury bill, or we can say commercial paper, certificate of deposit, or the securities, government securities, which are maturing within next 364 days. They are coming under money market fund. So these are quite liquid and you get better return than saving bank account. That instead of putting money in a savings account, if you put money in liquid fund, you get 4 to 5% return. Now banks are giving hardly 2.9 to 3% return. Short-term fund is for say 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, up to say we can say it up to 1 year. These are called short-term funds. So whatever your short-term requirement, suppose you want to pay the certain amount in the month of say June. So from here it's a 9 months. So you can go for the short-term fund having maturity of 9 months. So that will suit you. Long-term fund generally it can be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or if you invest in a GSEC. So the instrument under the long-term fund are having maturity of a long-term period. In the debt market, the long-term is called anything more than 3 years, and in equity we call anything less than 1 year. So short term is less than 1 year. So hybrid and balance fund. Hybrid and balance fund is a combination of debt and equity, and the percentage of debt and equity depends accordingly the how you want to take the risk. More the debt, less the risk, more the equity, more the risk. So this is how, if you look at the hybrid fund, those who want to take moderate risk, they prefer this hybrid fund, and you can expect between 10 to 12% return from this fund. So gold, this gold mutual fund is also here the investment is done in a gold, and you have been allotted one unit of a gold, and the value of that one unit is nearly equal to the current market price of a 1 gram gold. So this those who want to invest in gold but not in a physical gold, this is a good option for them. International fund, here this you are investing in the companies or in the mutual fund which are companies which are from other countries like USA, or you can say any other country, UK, Germany. So you are investing in the companies, those companies. So your investment is further diversified, and in particular you can get benefit of it. Then there are two types, open-ended and closed-ended. The open-ended fund and closed-ended fund, there is a lot of confusion among the people, but I will give you one analogy. Open-ended fund is just like Pune Lonavala local. So you can get in and get out whenever you want. You can get in the train at say Shivajinagar, and you can get down at Chinchwad, or you can get down at Madhavali, wherever you want, or at Talegaon. But that closed-end fund is like Deccan Queen. If you sit at station, you have to get down at first stop is Lonavala only. You cannot get down in between. So the open-end fund and closed-end fund, these are the two types of fund. Normally, closed-end funds after the maturity is over are converted into open-end fund. Or but in India, open-end funds are more popular than the closed-end fund. This is option for the investor. The growth, dividend, and dividend reinvestment. The dividend reinvestment and growth are nearly the same, but there are very few funds they are giving this option. Most of the funds are giving growth and dividend. Hardly one or two funds are giving this option. This growth and dividend, these are the option, are very common option. What is growth and what is dividend? In case of growth fund, whatever dividend is declared by the company is again reinvested in your mutual fund, and that is why NAV of the fund increases. Number of units remain the same, but NAV increases. In case of dividend, you here also dividend number of units remain the same, but you get the dividend. That's why the NAV doesn't increase as compared to the growth fund. So I can give you an analogy. The growth fund is something like cumulative deposit in the bank, and the dividend fund is something like MIP, or we can say quarterly interest, whatever. So you are taking dividend in between. So that is. So those who want regular income in between, for them dividend fund, a retired person, for them this is a good option. But those who want to accumulate the wealth, for them the growth fund is very useful. Dividend reinvestment and growth, why I say they are same, because in case of dividend reinvestment, whatever dividend is given, you have been allotted additional units, so number of unit increases. But if you suppose you can see that number of unit into NAV, and here the number of unit into NAV will be nearly the same. So growth point of view, both are same. And again, I'm telling you, there are very few funds which are giving dividend option, reinvestment option. Most of the fund give, if you look at the financial paper, any financial paper or any site of the mutual fund or money control or capital market, you will find this NAV in the two ways, growth and dividend. From that, you will come to know what is the growth NAV, what is the dividend NAV, and accordingly, if you are purchasing growth unit, you will be charged at the growth NAV. If you are purchasing dividend unit, you will be charged at a dividend. Or similarly, while selling, if you are having dividend fund, so NAV will be as per the dividend option. If it is growth fund, your NAV will be as per the growth option. Initially, for first 2-3 years, there is not a big difference between first 1 or 2 years, not big difference between growth and dividend. But as time goes up, there is a huge difference between dividend fund, dividend NAV and growth NAV. Now, another thing is direct and regular. So these are options for the investment. Direct means you are directly investing. There is nobody in between, like a distributor or agent. And regular means you are going through distributor or agent. So the difference between the cost, this is almost 1% less than the regular. Direct cost is less than 1% less than the regular cost. Initially, you may not find a difference. With a longer period, the valuation or NAV of a direct fund will be much, will have considerable difference than the regular. So these are the few things about that operational part. Now we'll see what, while investing in mutual fund, what you are supposed to see or what you are supposed to look into. See, returns for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, or for 6 months, 3 months, and 1 month. So you have to see the return. But again, I'm repeating, the past performance does not guarantee the future one. But this gives you idea this how the fund is being, whether the fund has exceeded the benchmark return, whether the fund has exceeded. If the fund is beating the benchmark return, you should go for that fund. Expense ratio, again, I'm telling you that expense ratio, more the expense ratio, less the return. So less the expense ratio, more the return. If you are having, if you want to invest in two diversified equity fund, compare 2-3 mutual fund where the expense ratio is less and the return for last 10 years, 5 years ago, select that fund. Portfolio composition. Here also you have to see in a fact sheet, you will get portfolio composition. In which company, how much percent they have invested. Reliance 8%, Bank of Baroda 3%, State Bank 4%. Like you can see that they are given the percent also. Size of the fund. Size means what is the AUM, asset under management. So what is the AUM in total number of units into today's NAV. That is they call NAV. Whatever units, that is AUM. Bigger the AUM, this is older the fund. But many times after particular size, big size, it is better to go for the medium size. Then category. Category is small cap, mid cap, and large cap. So you all know small cap, mid cap, large cap. I will not go into details of it, but a large cap fund is a comparatively less risky. Mid cap fund is riskier than large cap, and the small cap fund is having much risk compared to mid cap and small cap. So you have, but again, more the risk, more the return. The small cap fund in a bullish market can give much better return than the large cap and mid cap. So that how you have to define what type of risk you want to take, and accordingly you should select the fund if you are prepared to take, or otherwise you do again within this category you can diversify that I will put 50% in large cap, 30% in mid cap, and 20% in small cap. That the percentage is not what I'm saying you should do. You should have your own thinking and accordingly you should distribute it. Investment blend, growth and value. So for what you are looking for, growth or you are looking for value? There are value fund and growth. Value fund means there are the fund is investing in such a company. Today they are just first generation company and they have got enough potential to grow. If you invest in this company on a longer period, you will get much better return than the normal. This alpha, this is performance of the fund compared to the benchmark. So how the fund has performed, because suppose you are going for the diversified equity, the benchmark is an index, either it will be Sensex or Nifty. So if Sensex has given 12% return and this fund has given 13-14% return, definitely the fund has done better than that. So this is a comparison with the benchmark. Performance compared to the category average. So if you are going for the say I will say sector fund, you are IT fund, you are select IT fund, then you should compare 4 or 5 mutual fund. Those are having IT fund. The fund which has given much better return, that you can, where you can get all these information on Value Research online.com, Morningstar or Money Control. These are the magazines where you get all the, and nowadays you need not go to this magazine also, you can go online, you get all the details on online. Now the pandemic and subsequent lockdown is rattling market. The correction has been swift, and actually I will not this because this they are think for the month of March, but today in the this is the situation of 20, today we are in 21, the situation is much different what it is shown here, because in the as I told you, in the February 20 the index was 40,000 and in March 20 it was around 26,000, but from 26,000 in just 1 year and say 6 months it has come up to 60,000. So I will not go into details of it, but let us see. These are the types of mutual fund: equity, hybrid, and debt. So the debt has got less risk, equity has got medium risk, sorry, hybrid has medium risk, and equity has high risk, or it's quite risky fund. Among the equity, small cap carries high degree of risk. Then we'll see how this you'll come to know. I will come. See, liquid fund carries hardly any risk. then there is slightly higher risk in short term, then opportunities fund, then income fund, balance fund, then ELSS fund, diversified equity, mid cap and small cap. As I told you, small cap carries a high degree of risk. Now you have to select, invest your money according to your goal, or for what purpose, at what time you need the money. For your short-term requirement, you should invest very short-term requirement, very short. You may need money after 10 days, 15 days, within 15 days, within fortnight, within 1 month. Then you should put money in a liquid fund. This is earn more and then saving account. So then 1 to 3 years, your time requirement is 1 to 3 years. Invest in short-term or debt fund. 3 to 6 years, invest in balance or hybrid fund. 6 to 10 years, invest in long-term diversified equity fund. And 10 to more than 10 to 12 years, you can think of mid cap, small cap, and large cap. It should be we can call it multi-cap. So you can invest in multi-cap. This will help you to create the wealth. SIP, when we talk about SIP, we can have daily, monthly, weekly, and quarterly, but most popular is monthly. SIP investment is most popular is monthly. You can have direct debit. It brings you discipline and gives you power of compounding. So power that I will explain you how it works. But SIP, that is systematic investment plan, it is just like recurring account in a bank or post office, where you are putting certain amount, certain fixed amount for on a certain fixed date. That amount is transferred. In case of recurring, a certain amount, say you are recurring of 5,000 rupees per month, you are given the date. So on every fifth, your account is debited by the bank and credited to their recurring account. Similarly here, bank account is debited, but the account credit is that of mutual fund, and that to the scheme which you select. Here also you can select debt fund, equity fund, balance fund, hybrid fund, or even small cap, whatever your choice. Depending upon your risk taking ability, you can select the mutual fund. You can go for SIP. It brings you discipline. Means otherwise, I find it difficult to go to the bank or to the mutual office every month and do the investment. If I give the ECS instruction, though in mutual fund, once you give the instruction, it is still further instruction, but your account will be debited. There is no maturity. But 2 year, 3 year, 5 year. When you want to stop it, you can stop the investment. You can inform your banker, and the ECS mandate will be stopped. Power of compounding. This power of compounding works very well in case of SIP. I can tell you, if you somebody invests 1,000 rupees per month for a period of 10 years, that is 120 months. He is investing 1,20,000. If you put the money in a bank, what amount you will get? Something around 2 to 2.25 lakh, because the rate of interest has come down. But if you put money in the equity mutual fund, I will say just diversified equity. I will not talking about small capital, but you may get between 4 lakh to 5 lakhs. So where is 2 lakhs and 4 lakh to 5 lakh? This is because of higher return, and that is compounding. So this is impact of compounding. Here is one table. That 9%, 12%, and 15%. So 5 years you are investing 1,000 rupees. So from this table you will come to know you are after investing 60,000, if you get 9% return, you will get 75,000, 12% you will get 81,000, and 15% you will get 87,000. But as period goes up, if you are investing for 10 years, this amount will be 2.63. For 25 years, look at the difference. 10 lakh 65 lakh, 10 lakh, 10.65 lakh, 17 lakh is 27 lakhs. For 30 years, more particularly for your retirement planning, that 3 lakh 60,000 will become 56 lakh. And for 40 years, if you invest for 1,000 rupees, 40 years, 35 years, not 40 years, you are investing 4 lakh 20,000. Amount you will get on maturity will be something around 1 to 1.25 crore, depending upon the interest rate. But this is the in the 9%. Now no bank will give you 9%. The rate is only 6%. So this amount will be much lesser than 27 even. It can be hardly 21 to 22. As again that you will get 5 times more if you go for the equity. So this is impact of compounding, and SIP helps you to satisfy this. Now again here investment. It is same, only the multiplied figure. So I will not discuss this because it is the same only. Now here you can say outflow, fund value, and difference. So you are investing 1,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, fund value 5,000 rupees. So for 5 years, suppose you are investing 10 years, 1,000 rupees, it will be 1,20,000 rupees. At rate of 5,000 rupees, it will be 6,000 rupees, 6 lakh rupees. But the fund value will be 2,63,000. It will be 13,15,000. Difference is, you look at the difference. 4 lakh outflow मतलब फरक किती है? 4,80,000. पण inflow मधला फरक जो आहे तो 10 lakh. So for more value you will get more money. There's nothing surprising about this. So this is how you have to look at these investments also. Now look at this SIP set up at 5% increase. You are say that I will increase SIP every year by 5%. So first year without setup and with setup. If you don't have the just go on investing 5,000 rupees per month. So for 10 years, 9,55,000, but here it will be 12,08,000. Difference is 2,15,000, but amount of difference it is 3,53,000. So here you will get 13,15,000. You will get 16,68. That is because you are increasing amount of 1,55,000. 1,55,000 increase will give you 3,53,000 just in 10 years. So this also you can think I will increase 5%, but everybody has to decide whether I want to go for this or I want to go normal SIP. Now the impact of wealth creation, if one delays the investing. So suppose you start investing at the age of 25, 26, 27, and 28. Now after 40 years, so after at the age of 60, from 25 to 60, it is 35 years. So it will be 34 years. It will be 33 or it is 30. So see, you are investing 1,000 rupees. If you start at the age of 25, you will get 1.21 crore. If you led by 1 year, it will be 1.05 crore. You are led by 2 years, it will be 0.91 lakhs. And if you are led by 3 years, your amount is 0.79. So start early as possible. So don't delay. Whatever investment you want to do, start early. Early bird incentive is there in this early incentive. Now, benefit of starting early. Yeah, this is the example. Look at this. This Raj start investing at the age of 25. He invests 10,000 rupees per month for 30 years and the fund is earning 12% return. Ajay start investing at the age of 40. After 15 years, he invests 25,000 rupees per month for 15 years and fund is giving him 12% return. Now look at the value, what they will get. See, one who invests less, he gets 3.08 crore, and one who invests more, he gets only 1. So look at this. He just investing 36 lakh. He is investing 45 lakh. Person investing 36 lakh get 3.08, and person investing 45 lakh get 1.8. This is because of compounding. This is the magic of compounding. So start early. Don't waste time. Whatever you want to invest, start investing early. Now this systematic investment, this is what we call SWP. SWP is a systematic withdrawal plan. Here you are putting certain amount, say here 10 lakhs rupees, you have invested with a mutual fund and number of monthly installment. So you are going to withdraw it in a next 5 years. Per month you are investing certain amount. Withdrawal amount, you are withdrawal 3,25,000. Value after 5 years, if it is a fixed deposit, will be 10 lakhs only. Pre-tax return 6.5 and post-tax is 4.55. Now suppose you go for SWP, it will be, you are withdrawing 3,25,000, but value after 5 years will be 10,77,000. Your return is pre-tax 8.1 and post-tax 6.8. So SWP also work on the basis of SIP, but in exactly opposite way. It is better to invest in SWP. Only thing you have to always keep in mind, this carries the market risk. In case of SWP, when the market is high, market is bullish, in that case your NAV goes up, so you have to sell less number of units. As against that, when market is falling, for the same, suppose you are withdrawing every month 30,000 rupees. So for when a bullish market, your unit, as the market goes up, every month your unit number of unit less unit will be sold. Similarly, when market falls down, every month your number of more units will be sold. So this also gives a rupee cost investing averaging, and this gives you a benefit of rupee cost averaging. That's why here you get almost 77,000 more than compared to the fixed deposit in the bank. So now coming to there is one more they have covered about the insurance. Why to buy insurance? They have compared insurance and mutual fund. That we will see. Why to buy insurance? Financial dependent, those who are to take care of the financial dependent to meet the liability, term plan benefit. Now, see, here I got different presentation. I will give you at the end of this. See, at the age of 25, 35, 40, 50, this is the premium for 1 crore. But this premium varies from company to company, but this is a rough figure what we can get per annum premium. For 1 crore premium, 1 crore cover, you are just paying 9,285 premium. Now look at what happens. Endowment plan, you are paying 4,200 premium. Tenure is 15 years. Total insurance payment, you are paying 7,56,000. Insurance cover is 6 lakhs rupees and maturity is 11,70,000. 17,000. Suppose you are going for the same 4,200. You are paying 4,200. So you're remaining 3,800. You are investing again for 15 years. Your investment amount, total premium is only 72,000. Insurance cover is 25 lakhs rupees and maturity is 14 lakhs. So here your insurance cover is only 6 lakh. Your cover is almost 4 times more than, and amount what you are getting on maturity. Here it is 11,17,000. Here it is 14,03,000. I will show the one more PPT at the end, which will give you much more idea than how that term plan is useful. Now there is another plan for ULIP. So ULIP, they are comparing ULIP with again you are paying 4,200 ULIP premium. Again premium term is 15 years. You are paying 7,56,000. Amount 6 lakh. You are getting 16,69,000. Here you are investing in equity mutual fund. See, in earlier case, you are investing in debt mutual fund, where return is 7 to 8%. In equity mutual fund, return is expected 13 to 14% return. Here, again, here instead of 6 lakh, you are having 25 lakhs cover, and instead of 6 lakh 69,000, you are getting 23.40. The amount is again 7 lakhs more than. So, what I will suggest, over and above, I will suggest, don't go for traditional insurance, that is money back, endowment or ULIP. Always think of term plan, and with a term plan, after having term plan, suppose I will give an example. Suppose there are two persons of age 30. One has purchased 1 crore cover for a period of 30 years, that is till the age of 60, and he has taken term plan paying 10,000 premium. Other person has taken cover of 10 lakhs rupees and he is paying 50,000, because in endowment you have to pay 5,000 rupees per lakh. So he is paying 50,000 rupees per year. One is paying 10,000, other is paying 50,000. One who is paying 10,000, he is getting 1 crore cover. One who is paying 50,000, he is getting only 10 lakhs cover. Now assume that both survive till the age of 60. Both survive till the age of 60. Person one who has taken endowment plan, he will get 4 times of the cover. So he will get approximately 40 lakhs rupees. Person who has taken 1 crore term cover, he will not get a single pie out of 10,000 rupees. But suppose he has saved 40,000 rupees per year. Another friend has paid 50, he has saved 40,000 rupees per year. If he invests that 40,000 rupees with a 12% return, with a 7% return and with 15% return, or he makes combination. Suppose he makes the combination of debt and equity and he is getting return around 12%, he will get almost 1 crore rupees. Here is his friend is getting only 40 lakhs rupees. The person one who is having 1 crore cover, he will get on maturity 1 crore also. And the person who has gone for a 10 lakh cover, he will get only 40. And the funniest part is that, the surprising part is that, suppose both die at the age of 38. Both die at the age of 38. One has taken term insurance, his survivor will get 1 crore. Immediately, one has taken the endowment policy, will get 10 lakhs plus 4 lakhs additional out of bonus. So he will get something around 14 lakhs. So, but one person will get 1 crore on death, other person will get only 14 lakhs. So it is always better to go for 1 second, just 1 second. I will call you. Sorry, I hope you have understood this. So it is always better to go for term plan. My second suggestion is that those are young people, those are in the age of 25 to 13, they have taken endowment policy or ULIP policy, and the policy is more than 3 or 4 years. In case of ULIP, it is more than 5 years. In case of normal endowment or money back, if it is old, more than 3 years, better you should surrender the policy and go for the term plan. While surrendering the policy, you are put to the loss, but whatever loss, it is for the just 3 years only. And if you switch to term plan and invest in SIP as per your risk taking ability, you will get much better return than your insurance policy with a higher cover. So this Mediclaim, I will not go into details of it, but healthcare is becoming increasingly expensive. Immediate cash payment. So this is all about. I hope you all know this. So. Here are actually they have not made the changes, but dividend is abolished. Companies will now required to pay dividend. Dividend now will be taxed at the hands of recipient. So till recently, till last year, 2018, up to 2018, dividend was not taxable, but now dividend is taxable from equity as well as from mutual fund, direct equity and mutual fund. So now, secondly, long-term, short-term benefit. See, from taxation point of view, mutual fund, more particularly equity and equity-oriented mutual fund, where there is a equity is more than 65%, that funds allows you to benefit of dividend, and it will treat as equity investment, and you will get short-term and long-term benefit, also dividend benefit. So for debt instrument, debt mutual fund is not applicable. I'm sure you all are CA people. You know much better than me about the taxation, all these things. So financial product, equity, derivative currency. So we will not discuss much about this. These are the website where you can get all the information regarding BSC and all. So as far as mutual fund part is concerned, I'm concluding this session. So and from here we can go for the equity. I hope whatever queries you have, we'll discuss the queries at the end of the session. So I'm planning to conclude, because Mr. Ibrahim has also said something about Bitcoin, 10-15 minutes. So by another 40 minutes, I will complete my session, and 10 to 15 minutes to Mr. Ibrahim sir, and then our question hours we will have. So, so I want to I will leave this PPT here. I will not share this. I will stop sharing. And so now we'll go for the more about the stock market or equity. So I will share the different PPT with you. One minute. Let me open that PPT. Right. So I want to exit from here. Yes, now we will go for another PPT that I want to show you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मला फक्त मगाचाच प्रॉब्लेम आलाय. आपली जी मगाची पीपीटी ओपन होत नव्हती ना, त्याला आता काय करा, what I need to do, because I must get that option of sharing.
ओके, मगाशी आय गेस तुम्ही बाहेर पडून परत जॉईन झाले होते ना?
हो हो, तसंच करायला लागेल असं दिसतंय मला. पण मी याला ऍक्च्युली तो वरती जो एक येतो ना, बार येतो ना, त्या बारवर असतं पहा शेअर, इथं दिसत नाही मला. अगेन द सेम प्रॉब्लेम.
फुल स्क्रीन वगैरे करून चेक करतात का कुठे खाली येते का?
पण इथं काय होतं, मला फुल स्क्रीन करायला आता फुल स्क्रीन कुठं करू मला ऍक्च्युअली. 1 minute थांबा जरा. I got it, don't worry, got it. I will share the PPT. Acha, can you see the PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what we are going to cover, introduction to financial planning. I will not discuss much about it, but we'll go to directly Security Exchange Board, that I will tell you. The buying and selling of shares. Mutual fund we have already covered. Investor grievance and redress, that will go. So first part I will just skip and we'll go to directly to equity. So we'll start with SEBI. SEBI is an administrative body under Ministry of Finance in 1988, autonomous regulator for security market through Act of Parliament. Various act administered, the SEBI Act 1992, so Depositories Act, Securities Contract Act, and various provision under Companies Act. So the main preamble is SEBI investor protection is the most important as far as SEBI is concerned. Now we'll go for the share market. So do's and don'ts, share, how to buy share, requirement and procedure, and rights and responsibility, that we'll see. And mutual fund we already covered. So we'll have more focus on shares, and if time permits, we can discuss about derivative also, but mainly we'll discuss about the equity shares only. So market is a place where things are bought and sold. What is share market? A shopping mall or even online website. The market is a place where things are bought and sold. A local market, a shopping mall, or even online website. Securities market is a market where securities are bought and sold. There are various types of participants, agent, entities, and products and security market. So main now who are the main participant in the share market? The first is people like you and me as an investor. Then comes broker. Then comes depository, and then stock exchange. These are the four major players. In between, their custodian is there. But these are the major players in a stock market. And secondly, company, those who issue the securities, they are also major player in the stock market. So capital market, we'll see why we invest in capital market, because we want growth as well as return. We want diversification, tax benefit, and return. So this is the main reason why people in the stock market. You might have seen for last 4 or 5 months, market is growing like anything, and it has already crossed 60,000. So those who are invested in the market for longer period, definitely they have created good wealth. There are a number of examples I can give you how stock markets help you to create the wealth. Now, investment should beat inflation and should have capital growth. Otherwise, your money will be less than what you know. Illustration, you look at this example, money saving account invested for 1 year. Now, no banks give 4%. You will get 4,000. At the end, it will be 1,04,000. Tax on 30% bracket. So it is minus 1.236. Impact of inflation. At the end, your 1 lakh becomes, say, I will say 96,000, not 95,000, because both inflation as well as the saving interest has come down. Hence, it is important that return on the investment should be higher than the rate of inflation and tax component. Means you should have a positive return. Depending upon your financial, invest in right product. Never put all eggs in one basket. Even in products, have diversification, and diversification helps you spreading the risk. So, I mean, coming to the share market, what is share? I know you all know what is share, but just we'll see. So shares are issued by the companies. listed company, that once the company issues share, the first and foremost condition is they have to get listed on the any of the either both stock exchanges or at least on one stock exchange. So there are two types of option you can invest in share market. The first option is IPO and other option IPO/FPO or right issue. This is we call it primary market. So you can invest through primary market and you can invest through secondary market. In primary market, the securities are issued by the issuing company to the investor directly. So there is nobody in between. The securities are issued directly to the investor by the company. As against that, and in primary market, you cannot have the primary market available at any time. This is only during the issue period. It can be a IPO, it can be FPO, it can be right issue. IPO is hardly for 3 days. Right issue is for between 25 days to 1 month. During that time, you have to apply. So these are when you want to invest in IPO or FPO or in right issue, you are making payment to the company and company is issuing you share. There is as against that, in case of secondary market, whenever you are purchasing share, you are not purchasing share from the company, you are purchasing share from the person, one who is already having the share. Either he has got this share from the primary market or from the secondary market. So in case of secondary market, there is just exchange of ownership. In case of primary market, there is no such thing. You are being given ownership. Ultimately, shareholder is the owner of that company proportionate is his shareholding. So in case of primary market, you get direct ownership. In case of secondary market, ownership is getting transferred. So this is the basic difference. In case of primary market, company gets the fund. In case of secondary market, company doesn't get the fund. Whatever profit goes to the one who is selling the share. He may have profit, he may have the loss, depending upon the market price of that particular share. Now, how to buy share? See, capital, this is how to buy share. It is a IPO or FPO also. IPO means when a company is coming for the first time in the capital market. Till that time, company has not raised money from the public and shareholders are very limited and the money is, the shares are not available for the trade. But once company thinks that whatever share capital they are having is not sufficient for their business growth. So they go to the public, they tell the public that these are having this business plan, these are the future potential, and depending upon the investor invests in that company. When he is investing in the company, a company which is coming for the first time in the market, that is called IPO, initial public offer. And during the IPO, company has to enter into a stock exchange for listing agreement. That is what we call listing agreement. Without having listing agreement, there cannot be IPO. Once company comes with IPO, whenever company comes for the next issue, that is called FPO, that is follow-on public offer. Here the share is already listed. There is no question of listing agreement. A listed company, when you are coming for the market second time or third time, that is called FPO. So here company gets money and company issues the share. So people like you and me, this public, they are investing in company as a capital and company issues them share. These shares are now credited to your or my depository account, because till 1999, the company, most of the shares were in physical form. But from 1999 onward, and more particularly very recently, that physical shares are not allowed. When your company comes with IPO, no company can issue the share in a physical form. They have to issue the share in electronic form only. That is why to come to the capital market, there are 3 basic things one should have. For investing in IPO, you must have bank account, you must have demat account, and there is no need to have broker account as far as primary and secondary market, primary market is concerned. But when you want to do the secondary market transaction, broker is a must, because you cannot put your order directly on the stock exchange. Your order is placed by the broker, either it is sell order or purchase order on the stock exchange through broker only. So broker will connect the seller and purchaser. One who wants to sell the share, he will place his sale order. One who wants to purchase the share, he will put his purchase order through broker. So it might be through same broker or it might be through different brokers. But this is how the capital market works. Now, this look at this. What do I gain or what do I lose? Share value increases. You get, see. I can give an example, best example. you know all Maruti Motor. Maruti Motor came to the capital market in October 2003. In those days, they have issued their 10 rupee share, face value 10 rupee share at a premium of 115 rupees, and they sold the share at 125 rupees. Today, the value is around 7,000 rupees, slightly here or there, but between 7,000 to 7,500. So the price went up to 10,000. Previously, point went up, but again it has come down. But even this 7,500 or 7,400 price, can you imagine the return? I will give one analogy here. Suppose there are two persons. They have one of them has purchased Maruti car. In those days, in 2003, Maruti AC car was costing 2,50,000, and one of the friend has purchased. Invested 2,50,000 in company's shares. He has purchased shares of 125 rupees each. He got 2,000 shares. Now, after 18 years, today we are in 2021. From tomorrow it is October. So after 18 years, look at the value of the both investment. One was invested in a Maruti company share. Today's value is something around 1.4 to 1.5 crore. But the value of Maruti car purchased 18 years before the product, the model is not in the market. But even if it is in good condition, it will fetch not more than 30 to 40,000 rupees. That doesn't mean you should not purchase Maruti car. You should purchase Maruti car, but at the same time, you should always keep in mind the product which is having high demand in the market. You should, when you are purchasing the product, you should purchase that company share also. There are a number of such examples I can give you. So this market will help you to create. One more example. See, as far as stock market is concerned, our Sensex started in November 1979. Sensex started in November 1979. It started with rupees 100. Today it is rupees 60,000. As I told you earlier, the return is 16.45% year-on-year return, average return. But suppose there are 3 persons, I am aware this much in your group, this much old people, those who are invested in 79 might not be there. But assume that there are 3 friends. One has invested 100 rupees in Sensex, 100 rupees in SBI FD, and 100 rupees in gold. Now, in those days, in 1970 and 80, gold was 1,000 rupees per gram. For 100 rupees, you got 1 gram gold. Person who has invested 100 rupees in Sensex, today's value is 60,000 rupees. One who has invested in bank, be very careful. When I was invested in bank, in those days, banks were giving something around 10% return. Value of rupees 1,000. Just I will show you the calculation how much it comes to in practice. Give me 1 minute's time. Value of rupees 100 at the rate of 10%. Assuming that in those days rate was 10%. Now no bank is giving 10%. So see, the value is 5,476. Mean rupees 100 invested in equity Sensex today is 60,000, invested in bank it is 5,400, and invested in gold is 4,600, because 1 gram gold today costs something around 4,600 to 4,700. You can say 5,000 even. But in case of bank, that 5,400 on this you have to pay TDS 10%, and actual tax as per your tax slab. So the return after going tax and all these things, it will be even not between something around 4,500 to 4,600, not more than that. So money invested in gold and money invested in bank is nearly the same, but money invested in equity is 60,000, which is how many times bigger? Just imagine it. How many times is it? 12 times bigger. 5,000 and 60,000. So this is the beauty of stock market. That doesn't mean all stocks are that good. So, but what pays? You are long-term investor. So in share market, you have to be a long-term investor. Don't invest. See, I will never recommend to go for day trading. Be a investor. Don't be a trader. Now you get the return from the stock market in 2 ways: by way of dividend, by way of appreciation. Frankly speaking, the return out of appreciation is much better than the dividend return, because you purchase the share at a market price and you get the dividend on face value. So even if particular company declares 100% dividend, means for 10 rupees you will get 10 rupee dividend. But if you have purchased the share for 1,000 rupees, for you look at the dividend, it is 10% only. So or sometimes if they give 25%, for you to return will be hardly 25 rupees. So don't 2.5%. Don't look Dividend is a very small portion of return. Major portion comes from the capital appreciation. So invest in the equity from appreciation point of view, capital appreciation point of view. Now look at this. See, this is how you get dividend, new business expansion plan, retained earning, profit. So this is a company. I can give another number of examples. There are good examples, there are bad examples. I don't want to paint only rosy picture. I can give good example, I can give bad example. See, I'll give good example. One more example, good example. You all know HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank came to the market, capital market for the first time. They came with the IPO in 1995. They have sold their 10 rupee share at a face value. But 10 rupee share. Suppose somebody invested 1,000 rupees. He got 100 shares there. Can you imagine what is the value of the 100 share today? Any idea? Can you hear me, sir? Hello? What is the value of 1,000 rupees invested in HDFC Bank? Any idea to anybody? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can anybody tell me what is the value of 1,000 rupees invested in HDFC Bank? 90
Yes,
in
sir.
IPO? What is the value? What is the per share value today? Around 2,000?
Yes, sir.
So what now? Person having 100 share today is having 1,000 share. Are you getting my point? 1,000 into 2,000. This is the net worth of that person. What, and in between he has got the dividend. So this is the beauty of stock market. But I can give a worse example also. If you look at Reliance Power, this company came to the stock market in January 2008, almost 13 years back. They have sold their 10 rupee share to 430 rupees. What is today's value? This 430 will be, I don't think that company will have this value in lifetime, my lifetime at least. So there are a number of examples. People are put to the loss, people are put to the profit. That is why it is very essential. While investing, you have to study the company and you should not have a blind faith, or just don't go by the broker or don't go by the tip. Have your own understanding or take some guidance from the person whom you trust. That is very important. Now, when we talk about the IPO, company has to give the offer document. Then company, there is a lot of procedure in it. Company has to appoint merchant banker, and company will decide the price band. That price band, it has got two price, floor price and cap price. There has to be at least difference of 20% between floor and cap price, but it can be less also. So investor can, retail investor has to apply always for the cap price and not for the floor price, but he is getting the share at a cutoff price. So the cutoff price is decided by the book building method. I hope you are knowing this thing. But when we go for IPO or FPO, you are applying to the company's share through market, that is primary market, and any price above your purchase price will give you profit. Any price. If your price, there are a number of companies in recent past. You have people got the share at a cutoff price, and now the after listing, after very few days, the price came down drastically. So you are put to the loss also. So there is no guarantee in this. But again, I'm telling you, if you are a long-term investor, you will get good amount of here. So what you need here, you need deposit here. Look at this IPO process. So this is there are you are investor is giving now. In old days, you have to give the check. Now check is not allowed, demand draft is not allowed. You have to go by ASBA. ASBA stands for application supported by block amount. Your that much amount is blocked in your bank account, and if you have been allotted share, to the extent of that amount is transferred to the company's escrow account. And if it is full, then you will get the share. If it is partial, you will get your freeze will get lifted, and you will get share that has been allotted, and remaining amount is free to use. If you are not at all allotted the share, in that case, entire freeze is lifted, and you can use your money, whatever money you have blocked for that particular issue. Nowadays, you have to apply in lot size. One lot is approximately of rupees 15,000. It will depend upon the lot size, will depend upon the price band, and price band, the 15,000 divided by the cap price is approximately a lot size. It can be 50, 20, 30, 10, depending upon the your price band. So there is one more thing, that settlement in Indian market. our settlement is T+2. T plus means transaction plus second day. But you might have heard from 1st January 2022, SEBI is planning to have this T+1. So we are reducing one more year. It will improve much more liquidity. And I think we will be the first in the world to have T+1. As of today, almost all countries, they are in T+2 only, but we are thinking to have T+1. From January 2020, another 3 months time, we'll have T+1 also. So look at these settlements. This is trade day second, trade day third, and this is settlement. Means suppose you have put the order on Monday. So T+2, Monday is the first day. This is trade day. Second day, third day, on fourth, you will get money or you will get shares. If you have sold a share, you will get money. Your bank account will be credited. If you have purchased a share, your demat account will be created by that much shares. So this is how that settlement takes place. In case of holiday, it will get extended one more day, because Saturday, Sunday we are having. Suppose you have done the transaction on Friday, so which will be the Saturday is holiday, Sunday is holiday, Monday will be the first day, and trade day Tuesday the settlement will take place on Wednesday only. So this is how you have to understand the concept of T+2. Buying and share through broker. So as you know, in case of primary market, you don't need the broker. But in case of secondary market, you need the broker, because broker connects you. Broker is connecting you buyer and seller. Buyer doesn't know who is seller, seller doesn't know who is buyer. Secondly, buyer may put an order for buy of 1,000 shares, seller may put order for 500 shares. So in that case, if the price matches, only 500 share in the first transaction buyer will get, and he will wait for remaining 500 share. The another seller will put it for 2,000. Out of the 2,000, he will get 500, and his transaction will be completed purchase of 1,000 share. So this is how, this is called a market matchmaking. Market that is what price matching mechanism. This is done by the stock exchange, and this is the because of technology. You might have seen this is so fast. If you look at the index, it changes after 16 to 17 seconds. If you look at CNBC or NDTV profit channel, you will find at what rate it may be either go up, it may go down. If it is in green color, it is up. If it is red color, it is down. You can see. But again, I'm telling you, without broker, you cannot go to the stock market. If at all you want to go, it will be off-market transaction, and off-market transaction you are carrying counterparty risk. And there are since it is not having STT, in that case, the rule of capital gain will not be as there for the market transaction. So for going to broker, what you need PAN number, you need Aadhaar. You know that is these are typical of KYC. There is nothing, and you need bank account, opening of account, demat account, and trading account. So nowadays it is better to open 3-in-1 account. Number of banks are giving you 3-in-1 account facility. You are having bank account, demat account, and broker account in the same bank, or otherwise have your bank account and demat account in the one bank, and broker account of your choice. It can be Motilal Oswal, it can be Sharekhan, it can be Angel Broking, whatever convenient to you. My observation tells me most of the broker, they are having depository with CDSL, and the banks, most of the banks are having depository with NSDL. But these are two depositories in India. In which depository you are having account, it hardly matters, because ultimately your shares are credited to demat account and hold in the demat account as a trustee. So the shares are credited, and you get a demat account statement like you get a saving bank account statement. Basic requirement for opening of demat account, again the same: PAN, Aadhaar card, bank account, photo. So normal KYC norm, your account is open, demat account. Without demat account, you cannot go to the capital market, whether primary or secondary. Demat account is a precondition. So now most of the depository or broker are giving you some one-time fee for the demat account, and it ranges from 2,000 to 2,500, or sometimes you can go for one-time fee, or it is between 350 to 400 per year. Choice is yours, what suits to you. Basically, you need trading account, that is broker account, you need bank account, you need demat account, you need broker account. Do's and don'ts in ensure that you feel. I don't want to say much about it, because you all know this. Now, SEBI check on SEBI investor website for current ट्रॅक रेकॉर्ड ब्रोकरचं बघा तुम्ही, वेन यू आर गोइंग टू ब्रोकर, मेंबर इन किती स्टॉक एक्सचेंज आहे, फास्ट अँड ॲक्युरेट ऑर्डर एक्झिक्युशन. Now all these services are available online. I'm sure you are doing this service online also. There is no need to go to broker. Just open the broker account. But even if you are doing online, you need to have the account with the broker. So I think what is the time now? 1 minute. Look at quality business and not just stock. Are you willing to own a stock for 10 years? If no, then don't own it for even 10 minutes. Check thousands of stock and look for very high bargains. Scrutinize how well the management is using the resources. These are some basic tips. Always stay away from the hot stocks. How much money you will make. Get rid of weeds and water flower, not other way around. Market timing is a practical emotional impossibility. Since you cannot predict the behavior of the market, you must learn and control your behavior and not don't try to control the market. So as far as the mutual fund, we have already covered, so I will not discuss about it. But just I want to show one more. So as far as my presentation is concerned, I have completed the presentation part. I now request Ibrahim sir to have his presentation on this cryptocurrency, and then we'll go for the question answer.
No problem, sir.
I'm ending my presentation. I request Ibrahim sir to have his presentation for cryptocurrency, and then we'll go for the question answers.
Good evening, Ibrahim.
Good evening, Ajinkya.
Yeah. So we have Ibrahim Sheikh over here who is going to share us some knowledge about cryptocurrencies. So I will hand over to you now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ajinkya, and thank you so much, Samir sir. Am I audible?
Yes, clearly.
You are audible.
Last moment, just there was a discussion going on at the initial. So whatever members have joined new, they might think ये कौन सा नया subject बीच में आया. So we were just discussing about the cryptocurrency, and Samir sir said कि चलो last का 10 minute तुम ले लो. I am having a YouTube channel जहाँ पे मैंने total 6 videos I have uploaded on the cryptocurrency. I will share the link in the chat box, so you can go there at that playlist and you can refer the videos also. But as I have given the 10 minutes time, we'll start with what is the meaning of cryptocurrency, what is a Bitcoin, what is a blockchain technology, is it digital, it is legal or illegal, and what government is doing for the cryptocurrency, what is the rate running right now for the Bitcoin, how much is the change for the day, and is it good or bad to go in the cryptocurrency or not. So all these points I'm going to cover. Because of shortage of time, I could not make the PPT for that. So that's why I'm really sorry for all members. So directly we'll go to the topic. What is a cryptocurrency or what is a virtual currency? Cryptocurrency is nothing but a virtual currency. Like for example, earlier there was a mail system. So I used to write some letter and I used to send this letter to somebody, and when I'm getting that letter, I touch karke, I could have read it, okay. But now what happened? The letter is converted into electronic mail, and that become an email. So you can feel, you can see, but you cannot touch the mail. The same way, I'm having a currency note which I can touch and feel, but that is converted into digital platform. That is called digital currency, right? So like plastic card we are having, like now there is a digital currency. So what is that virtual currency is okay. But what is a Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a one kind of virtual currency. They say all Bhagwan, in that Bhagwan Ganpati is a famous and celebrity god. Like that in all cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is a celebrity currency. We can say like that. So now you will ask कि digital है तो कोई ना कोई तो manipulate करता रहेगा. So there is a background concept called blockchain. So I was also wondering about blockchain technology. So I read many articles, I searched many videos, and I come to the very simple example. I'll give the example of blockchain. So what example? For example, Pune branch is organizing a cricket match, and Samir sir is the chairman of the branch, and remaining 7 branch nominees are sitting there. So total 8 nominees are sitting there. So what happened? Being a Samir sir chairman of the branch, he has given the work that he should record the runs. So for example, my team is going and rest all 12-13 teams are coming, and 1 match is going on. And what I'm doing, me and Samir sir is having a good relation. So what I'm telling, sir, अगर आप मेरा स्कोर बढ़ा के लिखते हो ना, तो मैं आपको एक ऑडिट असाइनमेंट दूंगा या फिर आपको मैं कुछ पैसे दे दूंगा. So what happened? Now I was playing, I made 50 runs, and at the end, समझ में आया, Samir said has increased that run to 200 runs. So now what happened? Now the system is manipulative. The person who is in charge of recording the score is a manipulative person. So what happened? जब ये fraud सामने आया, for example, sorry Samir sir, I'm taking your example, but when this fraud is coming out, there all team player came together and they said कि काम करते हैं, Samir sir will be the head, और ये जो 8 कमिटी मेंबर है सबको अलग-अलग कोने में बिठाएंगे ग्राउंड पे. Everybody will record the score individually, and at the end of the match they will declare the score. Okay, so now what happened? From one person, that is distributed between the multiple person. So now what happened? There is a chances of fraud is very less, or we can say nil. So same happening with the cryptocurrency. Suppose I am having a Bitcoin, and say for example I am willing to send that one Bitcoin to Sudhir sir, Sudhir Kulkarni sir. So what will happen? Bitcoin is distributed into crores of small pieces, and there are crores of people sitting there who will be doing the coding calculations. And just for example in cricket match, what happened? We are giving the opportunity that whoever is taking the run, who will declare the run first, will get a chocolate or will get some gift. So in same case in Bitcoin, there are different people, that one Bitcoin is distributed in a different part, and that calculations they have to do, and whoever is doing the first and fast calculation, he will get an award. So those people are called miner. So like in our case, there was 8 people who were taking the score counting, but in case of Bitcoin, there are multiple people sitting in the world, that sometimes that amount is some lakhs and sometimes amount is crores. So what happened? That person who is giving a correct algorithm answer will get one reward, and that one reward is 3.25 Bitcoin. So those people are called miner. So what happening exactly? In Indian scenario, for example, the Reserve Bank of India is a main body who is controlling the money in the country. So one fine day, the Reserve Bank of India will come and say that this currency note is no longer having a value, like we have seen in the demonetization. So what happened that time? The note which I was looking at as mere 1000 rupees hai, that become a piece of paper within a fraction of time, right? So what happened? There is a control of a government. That government can come at any point of time and they can reduce the value of your currency, right? So in the same way, but in Bitcoin, what happened? There are multiple people. That coin is processed from number of people, so there is no chance of fraud and there is no chance of some kind of mistake or what. So coming back to the next point, is it legal or not in the India? Cryptocurrency is, now we know that currency is used as a legal tender. For example, earlier we used to do the barter system, and now what we are doing, everybody is having a currency. That currency note we will exchange and we'll take the service and we'll take the goods. But government is saying, even though it is called as a digital coins or digital currency, it is not having a legal tender of this facility. So you cannot use cryptocurrency as a legal tender in exchange of money or money's worth. So we cannot use that. But some countries are there, they are allowed cryptocurrency as a legal tender. But India, it is not allowed. But in India, you can invest in the Bitcoin. It is not illegal. So many times the people ask if whether it is illegal or illegal. It is not officially allowed also, but it is not officially banned also. You can invest there as an investment, like you're investing in the stock market. But how much to invest and where to not to invest, that we'll see the future part. So why cryptocurrency came? In 2008, there was a Lehman Brothers collapse and something, and American government, I'm not remembering the figure, but they minted a lot of money, and that flushed into inflation. And that time there was one person or group or some anonymous person, the group is called, or that person is called Satoshi Nakamoto. That person in 2008, he came with a white paper, and that white paper, he explained the concept of a Bitcoin. He explained the coding system, algorithm system, and everything, how the system will work. So that cryptocurrency came into the picture. It is illegal in India as an investment, but it is not legal as a legal tender. So you cannot go in the shop and say कि एक Bitcoin ले लो, उसके बदले मुझे एक flat दे दो, या 2 Bitcoin ले लो, उसके बदले में एक flat दे दो. You cannot go and you have to give the currency only. So some points about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a digital currency. There is no government control because, like we have seen in the monetization, government came and say that नोटों का कुछ value नहीं है, but nobody can come and say कि Bitcoin का कुछ value नहीं. But there is no base or foundation to the cryptocurrency. As we can see, the Indian rupees is right now is going with 75 rupees per dollar approximately. This value will appreciate or depreciate depending upon the progress of the country and compared to the dollar progress of the economy of the United States of America when we are comparing with the dollar. So like that, in the currency, there is a foundation. In the stock, there is a foundation of the company. On the basis of that foundation, the price of the stock is coming up or coming down, going down. But In the cryptocurrency, there is no foundation, and because there is no foundation, the prices are very fluctuating. So you will ask how the prices determined. Prices determined purely and purely on the basis of demand and supply. But now the problem here is in the Indian stock market, the price is controlled by the SEBI, and from 9:15 to 3:30 only the demand and supply will be there. But in the cryptocurrency world, there is no regulator, and it will go on 24/7, and that's why the prices are fluctuating so much. Then value is universal. Cryptocurrency value is universal. If you are buying Bitcoin in the India, if you buy Bitcoin in any country, the price is very universal. There might be chances of pumping and dumping in the cryptocurrency. What is the pumping and dumping? Mostly we see in the stock market also. One person who is holding a majority of, say, for example, a big Bitcoin, he's just selling in the market, and because of higher supply, lower demand, the price will fall. And this happened many times with Elon Musk. That person come with some dog, that person come with something, and the prices are moving like a mad. And I have made a video, cryptocurrency and Elon Musk. You can refer that video and you can see how the Elon Musk made a fool to the world. So the prices are too volatile. That is regarding cryptocurrency. You might ask now, what government is doing regarding cryptocurrency? Okay, so government Department of Economic Affairs under Minister of Finance in the 2021, this year only, they have come up with a bill called Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill. That is called ADC, Official Digital Currency Bill 2021. It is a bill. It is in the discussion stage. It is in the research stage. It might come as a it might come as an act in the future. And there they are planning to ban all private currency, and government of India will come with its own currency, digital currency. But again, nothing is clear right now. The bill is also not in the public right now, so it is just the discussions. Might be the rumors, might be the fact. Also, there was a discussion that the government may apply GST on the margin of whatever margin they are remaining with, or if they are allowing as an investment in a capital asset, like an investment, they might bring it to the capital asset definition also in the future. But right now, there is no clarity from the government. So you might ask next, how much should I invest in the cryptocurrency? Is it good or bad to the invest? Good or bad to the invest? Again, you can refer one of my video. You might think here, apna promotion nahi kar raha hai, because I have covered A to Z in those 6 videos. So it's, but you can refer that. I will suggest you invest only 10% of your total portfolio, or you can invest your idle money. Idle money matlab that money, for example, एक कोई केस किया आपने और अचानक से आपको 1 लाख रुपए मिल गया, which was unexpected money, for example, and you are thinking चले गया तो कुछ टेंशन नहीं. That money you can invest else. If you are having a budget of investment of rupees, say for example 1 lakh rupees, out of that 1 lakh rupees, I will suggest invest only 10,000, that is 10% in the cryptocurrency. Why so? At 6 o'clock when Samir sir said me that I should take this last 10 minutes for the cryptocurrency, I noted down the price of the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, which is $42,447. If you convert by multiplying 75 rupees, it was 31 lakh rupees, 31,83,000 rupees. Kab 6 baje ka time hai. Okay, and right now when I'm seeing now here, the price, the cryptocurrency total Bitcoin price is $42,950. So $500 2 घंटे में बढ़ गया, and approximately 3% का today there is a Bitcoin is up by 3%, and if you convert the 3% into the rupees, 1,02,000 रुपए से Bitcoin का value आज के दिन में बढ़ गया. So see, it is a too much volatile. It's a too much volatile. So that's why if we see this volatility, it is always suggestible that if you want to make a thrill, like in the movie, there are 6 songs, 5 to 6 songs, out of which is an item song. If you want that item song in your investment portfolio, go for Bitcoin, but use very little space for that item song. Don't play much on this because it might eat up your investment. You will find multiple videos on the YouTube saying 3 lakh ka 30 lakh ho gaya. But after happening of that event, anybody will come and say कि मैंने recommend किया था, आपको लेना चाहिए था. But right now, nobody can see that at this point of time, that is 7:38 PM in the 13th September 2021, that invest 1 crore in the Bitcoin, and by coming 1 month, it will become 2 crore. Nobody can come and say the guarantee, because as I said, it is a 24/7 volatile market based on the demand and supply. It is not regulated market, because in India, if you can see, upper circuit, lower circuit concepts are there, because there should not be the high volatility in the stock and high volatility in the volume also. But there is no regulation. But that's why I will suggest you don't invest much amount in the Bitcoin. You can go for it, क्योंकि ऐसे भी ना होना चाहिए कि यार एक बार तो चांस लेके देखना चाहिए था. It should not happen. That's why take one chance but only 10% of your total investment. So this is from me regarding the cryptocurrency. If you are having any doubt, me and Shrikant sir both are here for the giving your doubts and for giving you the answers. Thank you so much, Ajinkya. Thank you so much, Pune branch and service.
थँक यू इब्राहिम. कुलकर्णी सर, तुम्हाला काही शेअर करायचं या बाबतीत?
आता आपल्याला शेअर नाही करायचं मला, फक्त कोणाचे काही क्वेश्चन असेल आपण घेऊ. आपल्या क्वेश्चन आपण एक 10-15 मिनिट ठेवले.
ओके. क्वेश्चन एकच होता मेनली की सपोज at 60,000 Sensex, what do you recommend for fresh investments, equity or debt?
या प्रश्नाचं उत्तर देता येणं फार अवघड आहे. त्याचं कारण सांगतो मी. दॅट नोबडी कॅन से दॅट मार्केट विल गो अप और मार्केट विल सी इट्स अ मार्केट ओनली. So don't try to time the market. I will say don't try to time the market. Be a regular investor. Don't look at the index. Be a regular investor at every stage. This will give you benefit. This is not I will not say this is right time or this is wrong time. Every time is wrong, right time, and every time is wrong time. Share market nobody can predict. Not even finance minister. Am I right, sir, Ibrahim sir?
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
I will not say don't invest or invest. See, you have to remain a disciplined investor. That's all. Don't look at the index.
And
For the starter, sir, equity किंवा for debt, दोघांमध्ये फरक आहे किंवा जास्त सेफ कुठला आहे?
Debt is always safe compared to equity. Debt is always safe.
So it's finally it is all about your risk taking capacity.
Debt also, see what type of debt instrument you are selecting. If you are going for the bond market, investing in bond, there is also volatility because it depends on the interest rate movement. If interest rate goes up, bond market is going to collapse. If come down, it is going to up. So, but only thing, the volatility, it is not as volatile as the equity market. But when you go for the fixed income like PPF or postal certificate or bank deposit, you don't carry any risk of principal, but you carry risk of liquidity and risk of interest return.
Yes.
Yeah. While investing, you have to keep in mind 3 basic things. What is risk to my principal, what is risk to my return, and what is risk to my liquidity. And unfortunately, there is not a single asset on the earth which will give you all 3 up to your satisfaction. You will have to compromise for 1 or 2. Either 1 or 2. You will be satisfied either with 1 or, for example, you invest in what we say, saving bank account, saving में पैसा आपने लगाया है. You are sure about principal, you are sure about liquidity, but you are compromising on return. Suppose you put money in a postal certificate or a PPF, you are sure about principal, you are sure about reasonable return is reasonably good, but no liquidity. You put money in a gold, though there is liquidity, there is no return, there is no what we say safety of the principal. The same is applicable to real estate. No, there is no liquidity. Return is much lesser than the bank return. And I will not say return is not good. There is no safety of principal even in today's contest. Suppose somebody has purchased flat of 75 lakhs rupees 6 months back. Today there is no guarantee he can sell it for 75 lakhs. If he is in dire need, he will have to sell it for 70 lakhs, 65 lakhs also. So this all depends what is your requirement, what risk you want to take. See, here I will give one simple example about risk, how one should decide about it. Suppose there are 3 friends and they have gone to the beach or on the trip mood and they have gone to Aliwaj beach. So they enter in the water. One who knows very well to swim, he can go 50-60 feet deep in the sea. When he knows fairly well, he will go 10 to 15 feet deep in the sea. But one who doesn't know, he will go only knee deep or waist deep, not beyond that. So while entering into sea, you know how to risk, how much risk you should take. Similarly, while entering the market, first you have to ascertain what is my risk appetite and invest accordingly. Don't follow your friend, don't follow your neighbor, don't follow broker. Decide your own. That much I can tell you.
Agreed, sir. Even what I would like to add is, it may be equity, mutual funds, or cryptocurrency. Your own study is very important.
Yeah. Own study and your risk taking appetite. How much risk I can take?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because just someone is giving any advice, invest in this or invest in that. Instead of that, okay, take the advice, go and do basic study about that stock, and then only decide if you want to invest or not.
And one more thing I would like to add: while taking advice, don't go to quack. There are a number of people, they give you misleading advice. When you are taking advice, take the advice from the person one who is really having knowledge about it. For our health, we go to MD. Today, we don't prefer even MBBS and BMS. We go to MD doctor. Similarly, for taking investment advice, take advice from the person who is really allowed to do, who has got certain specific qualification for that, and pay him. When you go to doctor, we pay him. Our habit is that when you go to advice, I ask him what commission I'm going to get. Agent says, you take policy from me, I will give 2 months premium. You got postal agent, he will say, I will give 25 paisa. One who is giving you commission, your investment is definitely at loss. That much I can tell you.
And there are many Telegram channels also. They are just daily posting, and they are giving. And I have seen in the Bank Nifty also. They are giving, for example, call at 130 rupees, and it is becoming 132. They are showing rockets. Rocket would get 2 rupees se. मतलब 50 रुपए बढ़ गया से. And they should not, because brokerage also is not recovering.
Derivative. I remember one famous quote by Warren Buffett. What he say? Derivatives are weapons of mass financial destruction. These are weapons of mass finance because there are very few people they earn in derivative, but more lose. See, otherwise you look at the option. Who earns the money? Not the buyer. One who sells them. If you look at the option, how many options are settled? Hardly 3 to 4%. And it means that 97% writer earns the money and seller loses the money. What your premium is paying. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go to the next question. What about trading in Bitcoins? Is that possible? So I guess Ibrahim might be able to answer that.
Yeah. Trading in the Bitcoin is possible. There are some platforms where you can buy like a stock market. You can do intraday, you can do swing, you can do long term. There are some platforms you can go there and you can do the trading.
Okay. No, I guess there are some app like Binance and all. So you can create an account.
There are some app. In the question and answer, somebody asked which is the safe platform to invest in the crypto. I would like to club this answer here also. I am doing in the CoinSwitch Kuber, though I'm not here to promote them, but I have heard that promoter of that company many on the platforms where he has been to the many YouTube channels and he was speaking about the business and future of the cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And there are some many platforms. One more, there is video I have uploaded about the frauds in the cryptocurrency. There are many platforms who are coming there. They are just taking money and running away. So instead of going to that, there are some WazirX, CoinSwitch Kuber, and that kind of platforms are there. Top 5 platforms, you search on the Google, you will get that data. You can go there. They are asking for your KYC because they know in future if the government is banning, they can provide to the government that we are having a KYC. We know from which person to which person the money is transferred. That's why there is no illegal money or there is no terrorist funding used also. So there are some platforms like that. We can go for that.
Okay. Please tell us about how to select a good mutual fund.
As I told you, for selecting good mutual fund, there are 2-3 criteria. First, you see what is the expense ratio. Second, what is the alpha of that fund. You can say standard deviation. More particularly, when you're going for the equity fund, see the standard deviation. Compare the fund which are having less standard deviation and same return. You should select the fund which is having less standard deviation. And also fund manager. It matters a lot. See the track record of fund manager. That also is criteria. And while selecting the fund, you have to decide what type of investment you want to do. That is most important thing. While selecting mutual fund, you have to decide what type of fund you want to select. Whether you want to go for small cap, mid cap, large cap, multi cap. Based on that, you should select the fund.
What do you feel about foreign stocks?
Foreign stocks.
Yes.
So, foreign stocks, see, ultimately you are taking risk on the foreign company. What risk you are taking on Indian company? You have to study that company, then you have to invest in the stock.
Right.
Because you want to invest in Apple, study about Apple. See what is the performance of Apple, then invest in Apple.
So it might be domestic stock or foreign stock. Yeah.
Basic
study is important for any company.
Basic study is the same. And all these things are available now on net also. You can see the balance sheet and all these things, cash flow, everything you can say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the investment in index fund a good option?
Yeah, those are passive investor. it is better to invest in index fund. Index fund which copies the index. Which index you select? You may select Nifty, you may select Sensex, or you may select bank index. Whatever index you are selecting, it will just copy the index, and whatever return given by the index, nearly the same return you will get. And here the cost is what we say, the fund management charges are much lesser because it's a passive management, it's not active management. So those who want to take the risk on market but not on particular sector, they should go for the what is a particular company. They should go for the index fund. Those who want to enter into capital market but don't know anything about the market and want to have passive investment, they can expect return given by the market. Return given index return will nearly equal to the market return, nearly equal to of that particular sector. Suppose you go for bank Nifty, so whatever bank Nifty has given return, you will get this nearly 0.1 or 2% less or more. That's all.
Okay. What will be the effect of China's activity on Indian stock market and Bitcoin price?
No, as far as Indian China's stock market, we also will get affected. I can't talk about Bitcoin, but stock market you ask me, because we now in the global market you are not insulated from activities which are happening around you. So it will have definitely impact on our market, but I can't say to what extent. So today
Right.
we in the paper they are having shortage of electricity also. There is no their manufacturing get affected to large extent. There are a number of things happening in China, but we'll definitely will have impact on it. Like when we had that subprime crisis in 2008, our market collapsed like anything.
Not only China, any other country.
That is where see now we are not insulated by global actions. Whatever we will have impact. The impact will depend upon what type of our business relation with them, but
Right.
impact will be there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one was a risk of currency is also there in foreign stock investment. Yeah, there is only just for information. I guess for stock and mutual funds, queries are over. One query for Bitcoin. How will the gain from trading Bitcoin treated and reported in the return?
Yeah, so trading and profit in the trading in the Bitcoin, right now it is not reflecting anywhere. So it is your own responsibility to mention. In the United States of America, I think last year they passed an act. So whoever is having an income from Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, they should mention it in their filing their ITR, like income tax return. So for example, in India, if you take that example in the India, for example, that is applied in the India. So you should mention that investment or profit from the trading of the cryptocurrency, that profit you should show in the other source income, because there is no specific hit right now. But in India, it is not yet mandatory. It is our responsibility to show. You can show or you cannot show, because there is no concept of tracing or tracking. Like in the TDS, we can see in the 26 years that professional receipts, and government can compare and send the notice. Right now, there is no such concept. But what I was told you that ODC bill, when it will come, all taxation act will also change according to that, and that time we can get a clear clarity about the income from the trading in the cryptocurrency.
Ibrahim sir, my query that will there be short term, long term for cryptocurrency also?
Right now, it is not yet classified as the capital gain. So
Yeah.
if it is classified in the capital gain, capital asset category in the income tax, then there will be short term, long term concept. So right now, as of my view, if you want to show profit or loss from the cryptocurrency, you should show in the other sources.
Acha, like interest.
Yeah, like we are showing interest and some other
tax slab, tax as per your tax slab.
Yeah, so it will go into normal tax slab.
Yeah.
Normal tax slab. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I guess we have answered all the questions relating to stock market, mutual funds, and cryptocurrencies. So then we'll stop here. I would like to thank.
There is one question.
Yeah.
Anything, Ibrahim?
Do you gain in Bitcoin trading has some effect? So that question is covered over here.
Yeah, we have covered everything, I guess.
Can I request something before closing the session?
Yeah.
So I got chance to speak in front of around 106 elite member of CA Institute, Chartered Accountants, and it is a very rare occasion I can come across and discuss with such elite people. So I request, I'm taking some efforts to make some videos on the YouTube. I request everybody, please subscribe to my channel. I need a subscriber. and somebody say मांगने से मिलता है. So I'm just asking you people,
Sure,
please subscribe to my channel. There are some videos regularly related to credit card. I have covered 6 to 7 videos on the credit card, A to Z about the credit card, cryptocurrency, making some videos on the EVP, invoicing, and like that. So your constant support is very much required. Tomorrow I'm attending the seminar at the branch. If somebody is there, we can meet and discuss about the cryptocurrency there also.
Yeah,
Thank
sure,
you so
sure.
much. Thank you, Ajinkya. Thank you.
Thank you. Kulkarni sir, so there were some people who were asking about the PPT.
Yeah.
So I guess on the
I will put it to कोरेगावकरांना पाठवून देतो मी.
ओके. अजून दुसरं एक सर, BSCच्या साइटवरती इन्व्हेस्टर सेक्शन मध्ये पण काही PPTs अवेलेबल आहेत. So I guess people can refer them also in addition to your PPT.
मी तुम्हाला पाठवून देतो या PPT दोन्ही पाठवतो बरं का. आणि माझी एक रिक्वेस्ट फक्त होती, आपलं अटेंडन्स जो आहे तो फक्त मला त्याचा फॉरवर्ड करा तुम्ही. अच्छा
ओके, पाठवतो सर.
माझ्या मेलला पाठवून दिलं चालेल, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
चालेल, मी ब्रांचमध्ये सांगतो.
एक प्रश्न कोणी विचारला नाही पण त्याचं उत्तर मी देतो की म्युच्युअल फंड आणि शेअर मार्केटमध्ये गुंतवणूक करण्यात नेमका फरक काय आहे. दॅट आय विल टेल यू. म्हणजे वाय सो इथं तुम्हाला मी एक अनॉलॉजी देतो म्हणजे तुम्हाला जास्त चांगली कळेल की मला इथून मुंबईला जायचंय अँड आय एम गोइंग बाय कार. तर मी कारने जातोय, माझ्याकडे दोन ऑप्शन आहेत. एक म्हणजे मी स्वतः गाडी चालवणार, दुसरं मी ड्रायव्हर घेणार आहे. वेन आय एम ड्रायव्हिंग myself means I am directly investing in the share market. When I am taking driver with me, then the fund manager is my driver. Are you getting my point? And he is taking me to work. But in both the cases, मला जर मुंबईला जायचं असेल तर ड्रायव्हर म्हणणार नाही तुम्हाला मी कोल्हापूरला घेऊन जातो. ही विल हॅव, म्हणजे मी ज्या फंडला टाकेल तिथे त्याला पैसे टाकायला पाहिजेत. तो त्याचं डोकं चालू शकणार नाही. नाउ कमिंग टू द पॉइंट रिस्क. When it comes to whether driver drives the car or if I drive the car, if there has to be heavy rain, it will be for the both. If there has to be a puncture vehicle, it will for the both. If there is a breakdown, it will for the both. If there has to be accident, it will for the both. And if there is a traffic jam, it will for the both. So whether you drive the car or driver drives the car, risk is the same. You are taking risk on capital market. Now, what is the difference? The difference is when you are driving the car, you cannot work on laptop. You cannot have the business talk. When you are sitting behind, that 4 hours time you can use for your business talk, you can earn income. And secondly, when you reach to Bombay to your destination, when driver is there, you will drop you at the destination and parking and it is all his responsibility. But when I am driving the car, I have to first search for the parking and I walk for 10-15 minutes. I have to keep this in mind. So I have to start 10-15 minutes earlier according to meet my timing. So this is but when it comes to driver, we presuppose the driver is more expert in driving than you and me. Because day in and day out, he is doing the same thing. Similarly, fund manager is supposed to be more expert than me, you and me, because we are doing day and night, he is doing the same thing. So for me, those are common people, laymen, I will say laymen, they are not having idea about the stock market or what is stock market, what is day trading, or what is T+2, what is T+3, what is bouncing, or what is a reverse order. So I will suggest them initially they should go with the mutual fund. After having confidence, they should switch to the stock market. That much I can tell you.
सर मला एक क्वेरी आहे. थँक्यू सो मच. हे ड्रायव्हर्स एक्झाम्पल इतकं सुंदर दिलात ना, म्हणजे खूप एकदम क्लिअर क्लिक झालं, म्हणजे स्ट्रेट ड्राइव्ह 6 गेल्यासारखं वाटलंय पूर्ण. तर माझी क्वेरी अशी होती की डीमॅट अकाउंट ओपन करायला 2 ऑप्शन्स आहेत, एक विथ ब्रोकर, एक विथ बँकर. तुम्ही काय सजेस्ट कराल, कुठं काढायचं?
आयडियाला 2 गोष्टी.
तिसरा एक म्हणजे ऍडिशनल क्वेश्चन.
आता काय झालं, पूर्वी तुमचं ब्रोकर असं सोयीचं काय होतं की तुम्हाला डीमॅटची DI द्यायला लागायचं. आता हे ऑनलाईन झाल्यामुळं तुम्ही तुमची DI त्याची इन्स्ट्रक्शन जी डेबिट नोट ती तुम्ही ऑनलाईन करू शकता. फिजिकल होतो तोपर्यंत बेटर टू हॅव विथ ब्रोकर, कारण तुम्हाला तिथली DI देता यायची. पण आता तुम्ही जर ऑनलाईन करणार नसाल तर इव्हन टुडे इज बेटर टू हॅव विथ ब्रोकर. पण तुम्ही जर ऑनलाईन करणार असाल तर इट मेक्स हार्डली डिफरन्स वेदर यू आर विथ ब्रोकर ऑर विथ बँक. इट डझंट मेक एनी डिफरन्स. या
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. मग आता आपण थांबू आता इथे.
Yes. Yeah. We are come to तुमच्या शेड्यूल टाइमच्या जवळ आलो आपण.
Yes.
7:58.
आणि एंडला जे डिस्कशन होतं ते बऱ्यापैकी चांगलं इन्फॉर्मेटिव्ह झालं, क्वेश्चन आन्सर सुद्धा. सो आपण इथे थांबू. सर थँक्यू विथ कुलकर्णी सर अँड इब्राहिम सर ऑल्सो. Kulkarni sir, you have really given all the basic किंवा जे नवीन एंट्रंट आहेत की स्टॉक मार्केट, म्युच्युअल फंड्स काय डिफरन्स आहे, काही नाही, की कसं इन्व्हेस्ट करा किंवा काय करावं, याबद्दल तुम्ही खूप चांगलं इन्फॉर्मेशन दिलेली आहे आणि सगळ्यांना खूप उपयोग झाला आहे. मला वाटतं की स्टॉक आणि म्युच्युअल फंडमध्ये बहुतांश लोक आतापासून जास्त इन्व्हेस्ट करायला लागलेले आहेत. की there was a time there were people who were more into real estate or FDs, but since last lockdown, more and more people are now into the stock trading. So for everyone, this session might surely be useful. And even for cryptocurrency, Ibrahim, I really thank you for joining us on the last moment on a short notice. And the knowledge and this thing you have shared is really going to be helpful to everyone. So we'll stop here. And again, thank you to both of you, and thank you to all the participants for listening to us.
बाय टुमॉरो मी तर दोन्ही पीपीटी शेअर करीन बरं
Yes,
का?
yes, sir. Yes.
दोन्ही पीपीटी मी कोरगावकरांकडे शेअर करतो. आणि सेकंडली मला फक्त तुमचा अटेंडन्स जो आहे तुमचा एक्सेल मध्ये असेल ना तो झूमचा,
हो, मी पाठवायला होतो तुम्हाला.
तुम्हाला मेल करा माझ्या मेलवर, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. कारण मला तो बीएससी ला पाठवायला लागतो. आपण हा कार्यक्रम त्यांच्यातर्फे केला असतो ना. आय टू शेअर अटेंडन्स. हा, दिस अ फॉर्मॅलिटी ओनली.
नो प्रॉब्लेम, मी सांगतो.
चालेल. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच अँड थँक्स अ लॉट फॉर इन्व्हायटिंग मी. विल रिमेन इन टच. आणि नॉट ओनली मी याचे वेगवेगळे प्रोग्राम करतो. मी एनपीएस वर एक पूर्ण प्रोग्राम करतो 1 तासाचा, नॅशनल पेन्शन स्कीम. त्याचं
Okay.
पॉवर प्रेझेंटेशन तुम्हाला किती त्याची आवश्यकता. आणि एक नवीन प्रॉडक्ट आता आहे की तो तुम्ही लोकांनी सीए लोकांनी दॅट इज P2P. हॅव यू हर्ड अबाउट P2P, पीअर टू पीअर लेंडिंग?
नो सर.
तो जो प्रॉडक्ट आहे इट गिव्स यू समथिंग अराउंड 12 to 30%. दिस अ डेट प्रॉडक्ट, डेट इन्स्ट्रुमेंट. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला साधारण 12-13% रिटर्न मिळू शकतो. स्लाइटली रिस्क आहे, पण स्टॉक मार्केटपेक्षा कमी रिस्क आहे. आणि रिटर्न तुम्हाला 12% मिळू शकतो. त्याचाही तुम्हाला विचार करायला हरकत नाहीये. तर त्याचं सुद्धा आपण पाहिजे की तुम्हाला वाटलं की आय विल एक्सप्लेन यू व्हॉट इज P2P and हाऊ टू एंटर इन टू P2P.
येस, श्योरली सर. आम्ही बोलतो यांच्याशी.
या
Yes,
तुमच्या
आणि आपण नक्की शेड्यूल करू सगळ्यांसाठी.
बरं का, मला काय टेक युअर ॲट युअर कन्व्हिनियन्स, नो प्रॉब्लेम.
नाही, काही नवीन असेल, एनिथिंग न्यू युजफुल फॉर एव्हरीवन, वी श्योरली ट्राय अँड टॉक
आपण हे पण करू शकतो. म्हणजे एक एनपीएस पूर्ण मी ऍक्च्युअली मी जे काही गव्हर्नमेंट ऑर्गनायझेशन जे आहेत, म्हणजे चिंबूरचं जे आपलं हे ना न्यूक्लिअर पॉवर, तर त्यांची सिस्टम अशी आहे की त्यांच्याकडे जे पुढच्या 6 महिन्यात लोक रिटायर होतात त्यांच्याकरता मी पोस्ट रिटायरमेंटचं प्लॅनिंग घेतो. पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट आणि यंगर लोकांकरता सर्व्हिस असताना रिटायरमेंट प्लॅनिंग कसं करायचं, 2 पद्धतीने मी ते प्रेझेंटेशन करतो. प्री रिटायरमेंट, पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट प्लॅनिंग.
ओके.
So thank you very much once again. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So thank you, Ibrahim. So we will stop over now.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.